afternoon, everybody. My name is Chris Russo. Or, no, I'm the big man on campus, Donnie. I'm channeling my inner Chris Russo after seeing the 30 for 30 on those guys. Did I do a good Christopher Mad Dog Russo, Donnie?
I think you needed more of the hand. Like you had to like shake it and like really get into it. There you go.
Afternoon, everybody.
Now we got it.
But we're back. It's Saturday, July 15, 2017. Back after a mic issue last night, Donnie, on the show. I think I figured that out, what that was. I think that Donnie, that fucking screen share thing, we've done it twice, and it screwed us up both times. Remember the first time we got our broadcast deleted?
Yeah, actually, I don't even have mine up, so I'm going to do it right in the middle of the show. Watch as this technological advance happens right here, Jeff. Keep talking, and I'm going to do magic tricks over here with my overlay. You're going to
screw up the screen share, Donnie. Don't do it. But we're back. It's Saturday. It's a Saturday sit-down with me, the big man on campus, and Donnie Rightside over there in sunny New Jersey. Donnie, an interesting night last night off the break in the major leagues. How you doing tonight?
Interesting. Last night, Jeff, as I know, the second half of the season is going to be a lot of fun for me. I'm going to get down with a lot of fleas. Tried a couple flea bags last night. Split the two dogs, which was nice. Reds lost 5-0. That was a loser. Oakland came up with a nice plus 128 to give me the winner. But the nightcap fell in extra innings. I got down with the Los Angeles Angels and won Ricky Nolasco minus 111, but couldn't come through. Nice win. Jacob Ferrer, he's the real deal. We talk about him a lot, Jeff, even on the round table. I mean, he's making his way around every night he goes out there. It's a damn good start, it seems like.
Yeah, I'm surprised you made that move because I think you and I both talked, but you particularly have talked about Faria and his fantastic outings, and the LA Angels. Even with Mike Trout back, the offense just wasn't particularly there last night. But welcome into everyone out there listening. If you can, please like the show. We'd love to hear from you by hitting the chat box. Keep it professional, please. We always like to have fun, Donnie, but we do want to stick to topics here. First of all, shout out to our sponsor, the great people over at betonline.ag. Head on over there for all your sports betting needs. Donnie, football season is getting closer and closer, and that means you need to have a book, 3 books, 4 books, whatever. Just make sure one of them is BetOnline, one of the leading books in the industry. They're one, Donnie, that gets lines out very early. One of the first. Actually, if I can remember correctly, Donnie, during March Madness, they were the book that I would reference as lines came out. They were out like right away. So
they were, yeah, just to prove your point there, Jeff, yesterday, the first lines that were out across the Major League board on my service there was BetOnline. So, yes.
Right. Do a very good job of doing that. So, again, as we've continued to talk about this stuff, whatever you're betting on, it's best if you bet early. Make sure you're getting a book that puts out lines the earliest. There are books that wait forever and whatever. BetOnline is not one of those. BetOnline, one of the best in the business. Get on over to BetOnline, Donnie, because you can. Who do you think has the best bullpen, says Cool Trey? Cleveland, I think. Or the Dodgers.
Yep, Dodgers, great bullpen.
The Dodgers in the NL, Cleveland in the AL. Cleveland, stat-wise, has the best. That bridge to Cody Allen is very good. And, hey, Donnie, I mean, if you're the Yankees – why would you let go Andrew Miller? Because, I mean, again, he blown 18 saves, but hey.
Jeff, you're coming right out of the break as the New York Yankees. You're in a tough spot already. You lost your pitcher. You get a guy that's going to fill in. Not a bad pitcher filling in for Pineda, who went down. But looking at that game, you have the lead going late. And you go, you know what? I'm going to hand it off to my bullpen. And was it Green that came in? Who came in the 6th or 7th inning, had like 6 batters and struck out five guys for the Yankees? Was it Green?
I believe it was Chad Green, if I can remember correctly.
I mean, but throwing smoke out there. They get to the 9th inning. You get to your world-class, high-paid closer who's just supposed to shut the door throwing, 100-mile-an-hour plus fastballs, and you get walked off in Boston to start the second half. I know it's a long season. I know the second half is long. I know one game doesn't mean that much. But coming right out of the break against your rival, put the nail in them. You can't do it. And, again, we talked on the show, Jeff, something about the Yankees just isn't sitting right with me for the second half.
And, Donnie, this is what you want. You want Warren to Betances to Chapman. You couldn't get that. I mean, Aroldis Chapman couldn't find the strike zone. He was all over the place. Again, you're right. The Yankees have a problem. They overachieved, like I said, in the first half of the season. Their lineup was very good. You look at lately, they're not hitting. Last night, I only had 6 hits, did score 4 runs, but 6 hits just isn't good enough. And their rotation is starting to become a dumpster fire, Donnie, which we'll get into here today. But, yeah, statistically, they had a very good bullpen, but right now, this team's struggling, and all of a sudden, Donnie, they're in third place in the AL East and out of wild card.
Yeah, no doubt about it there. Before we get into today's Major League Baseball card, which is interesting by Major League Baseball, I love their strategy on Saturdays, Jeff, what they've been doing lately for the past couple years, putting games all day long on Saturdays. So you have something interesting. Usually a 1 o'clock game starts it off, a couple 2 o'clocks, maybe a 3, 4, and then heading into the 7 o'clock night card. Seems to be that baseball needs even an extra break here, because I even saw guys in the line or out of the lineup last night, Jeff, quote unquote, for rest after the All-Star break. So the first game is going to start today at 4:05 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be the Yankees and the Red Sox, and then we'll flow through maybe it looks like a 6 o'clock game there out in Detroit, which Kyle Honey said there on the chat box.
I want to just
probably get down to the ballpark soon, but it's just kind of interesting they do that. I don't like it.
Yeah, definitely. If I can remember last year, there was an influx of spots between like games. Like I remember last year there was a time where there was like no 1 or 2 or 3 o'clock games. It just went up to 4 o'clock. But again, I guess you got to watch drone racing or something like that. Go ahead, Donnie. Sorry.
No, I was just going to add on to that. Go ahead and give your shout out, sir.
Cool, Trey. Shout out to you. Miami's on the line here. Sean Childress, welcome in. DJ One Mike, Kyle Honey said, John Ryan, Bobby, Marco, Lou, Guan White, Kyle Honey said, Zach Jones is on the chat. Shout out to Zach Jones. Very good job last night on the show. Molly Maw, what's up? Vitalis, who is continuously on the chat box but won't unblock me. Not sure what's up with that. Vitalis, if I promise not to be a bully, will you get me back? You sound like an ex-girlfriend of mine. I got to stop being a bully for you to talk to me. Robinson, Yepes, Guan White, Jim Bean, Yanks guy, everyone out there, we do appreciate it. Hey, Kobe, Austin, Sports Have Balls. Sports Have Balls, I haven't seen you in a while in here. Welcome in. Joe Everett, Skooma, William. Donnie, let's jump into it.
Yeah, let's jump in. Before we actually get into the card, Jeff, I'd be remiss. Last night, you had the big man, actually the real big man on campus, we like to say, down at SBR, Zach Jones, on the line promoting the IFBC.live. I believe we even gave a package away last night while I was out having a little bit of romantic dinner time with my wife, so hopefully everything went good on the show last night. But again, if you're not checking out, August 4th and 5th starts less than a month away. Get your plane tickets ready there. I'm sure SBR can accommodate. They had a lot of hotel rooms that were available. It's going to be a great time. Sun, fun, cigars, cocktails, gambling. Meet a lot of us there. Rub elbows with us after the conference. It's going to be a lot of fun. SBR doing a lot of giveaways for this contest. If you haven't checked it out yet, check out ifbc.live. I'll be down there flying in on Thursday thing through till Sunday. Can't wait to meet up with a lot of guys on the chat box here. So hopefully everybody can get down there and join us, because, again, it's going to be a lot of fun and in paradise.
Also, all of you, hit the like button. We'd like to hear from you. Let us know you like the show. Don't be the guy that doesn't hit the like button. Where are we going here, Donnie? Let's start.
Let's do it, man. Let's get right into it. Let's get right to Pittsburgh, Jeff. Why don't we go 901, 902? It's going to be St. Louis and Pittsburgh here. Lance Lynn versus Jamison Tyone. Over-under opened up at 8.5, Jeff. Very interesting here. Peeled back to 8 across the board. Bet Online showing 8. Pinnacle showing 8. I don't see very many 8.5s left here. Tyone opens up as a small favorite, Jeff, at -125. Bet Online showing a -127. So a decent betting pattern, 52% to 48% ticket split favoring the road team here, the St. Louis Cardinals. Interesting game last night. A walk-off 3-run blast. I believe it was by Josh Bell last night that got it done for Pittsburgh. If we take a look at some details here coming into the second half for both of these starters, bullpens are average, both averaging maybe about a 4 ERA. Lance Lynn's road starts, Jeff, through 10 of them, a 4.42 ERA. Coming into the break, he was very good, though, Jeff. A ERA of 2.45. If we look at Tyone, his last 3 starts before the break, 1.04. Great story from Tyone. I know everybody knows the back there, having to get sent down to the minors, taking time off there to handle a cancer issue. Came back throwing flames back in Major League Baseball, so always a guy you want to root for. His 5 starts at home, Jeff, a 3.25. Another one of these lines last night, I believe, closed with Cole on the mound, somewhere between 120 and 130. So you're getting a good price for a home pitcher here who is pretty good. But who's going to come out on top today? Interesting game last night, which, again, Pittsburgh walked them off.
By the way, Donnie, 9 minutes into the show, 30 likes already. Great job to everyone out there. We appreciate it. This show flows better when there's great conversation in the chat box. It's fun. People are talking about games. This is how we want it. This is how you want the show to be. So we thank you, all of you, for that. Cynthia Peters, happy Saturday. Welcome. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Cynthia, the one of the big people down at SBR, Donnie. Zach and Cynthia are the leaders of the free world down there. So welcome in. Donnie, yes. Tyone, listen, I think you got to give this guy far more not you, I'm saying in general, far more credit. I mean, this guy has been fantastic. He's had a cancer scare, and we had cancer. He got that taken care of, and now he's been able to come back and pitch exact same, Donnie. It's really amazing what the kid's done. Pittsburgh's won 6 of 7 during that stretch. Opponents are hitting just 233. This St. Louis team, Donnie, I just can't ever get right. Really just struggle. They have no power. Every time I bet them, they seem to lose. Lynn, though, is off a very good outing, 7 innings, 0 earned run against the Mets. Donnie, if Lance Lynn just doesn't give up home runs, he's a pretty effective pitcher. He's given up 20 home runs in 18 starts, so it's been obviously a problem for him. Tyone's been sparkling lately. I don't have a ton on this one. I'm not a big fan of Pittsburgh either. For me, I would guess take a shot with the under here, but this is one that I'm going to stay away from. For the going forwards here, I have no interest in betting on St. Louis ever.
Yeah, no, again, we joke all the time, Jeff. Pittsburgh's one of the teams that has my Achilles heel in check. But again, if you're asking me to bet this game today, which way would I lean toward the sign? I probably would take Pittsburgh as the home team, just like the way Tyone's looked. And again, an extra little rest there. Usually the pitchers are ahead of the bats heading out of the All-Star break. So I'll lean on Pittsburgh in this one, Jeff. Let's get to the next game here. You know, it always piques my excitement. You know, I get really excited when we get to talk about this next game. 9:03, 9:04 in the rotation. Aaron Nola and my Philadelphia Phillies. Fantastic effort last night versus Milwaukee and Jimmy Nelson. 3,000 tickets have been tracked in this one so far. Jeff opened at 8.5 as a total, currently 8.5 across the board. Nelson is a solid favorite here, Jeff. -141 with 77% of the public behind him. That line is now moved at BetOnline, Jeff, to -165 as a strong favorite. If we take a look, Aaron Nola, no slouch heading into the All-Star break. I did lose his last game versus the San Diego Padres, which was on Saturday, had a 1-0 lead. The Phillies couldn't get anything done versus Ulysses Chassin, and they took the loss net. But no fault for Nola. He was sensational in that game. His last 3 games heading into the break, Jeff, a 1.64 ERA. Road starts across the board at 3.60 for Nola. But Jimmy Nelson, let's talk about him, Jeff. 18 starts this year, 3.30. That's not a mirage anymore. If you watch this kid pitch, he's really good. Strikeout pitcher. The one thing that the Phillies really struggle with, Jeff, as we know, is power arms that can strike you out. Doesn't bowl well for my Philadelphia Phillies today. I think Nola keeps them in this ball game. But, Jeff, it all comes down to the Phillies. Can they get a damn base hit when it matters? They jump up 2-0 yesterday, have all the leverage in that first inning, can't scratch across anymore. And before you can blink your eye, 8-2 at the end of the second inning, and it's a wrap. That's the Philly season 4 in a nutshell, Jeff.
Yeah, they made a little bit of a move late and try to get back into the game. I mean, Zach Davies continues to get a lot of run support, and that's the only reason he's really been anything this year. I mean, he's been very profitable, and it's not been because he's been good from the mound. He just got a ton of run support, and it was shown through last night. Donnie, look, this Brewers team's on fire right now. It's not surprising that they continue to win these games. You look at it as a favorite of 125 to 175 at home this year, 10-1. They just don't lose these type of games. They've won 8 of 10. And look, you look at during this last week, opponents are hitting 212 against the Brewers. The pitching's been very good. They've gotten a ton of runs. Nola's been the Phillies' best pitcher, Donnie. You would agree with that, right?
Absolutely. He's been really, the only backable pitcher right now for the Phillies to me is Nola, but this is a really tough situation for him to be put in.
Yeah, I mean, he comes in over his last couple starts, an ERA under 2. Nelson, we've talked about, he's been very good as well. 6-3-1 to the under over his last 10 starts. The Brewers should win this game. I'm not a big fan of laying this type of number. You should see a low-scoring game here, too. Wouldn't surprise you if the Phillies get absolutely worked in this game as far as from the plate. I don't think they hit anything. I don't know. I lean Brewers, but it's just too high for me. Throw it in a parlay maybe, or maybe just lay the run line. The problem I have there is Nola's been very good. This could be a low-scoring game, and it might be a 3-2, 4-3 type of win. So Brewers will win, I think.
Yeah, no, I love Aaron Nola, and I've actually won some games with Aaron Nola this year, but this game against Jimmy Nelson, it doesn't stack up real well. And we all know the bats come to play. It's a hitter's ballpark there. The Phillies usually tend to not hit power pitchers or power arms who can strike out. So we'll see what happens in that game. I probably won't be on that game either way. But again, I do agree with some people in the chat box talking out there. Despite 77% of the tickets there on Milwaukee, usually look to Philadelphia in that situation. But that line's jumped up over 20 cents. Looks like Chris is now showing a minus 171. So it looks like that's some real money positively flowing in on Milwaukee. Next up on the docket, Jeff, interesting pitching matchup here. Yeah, what's up?
That's what you obviously we've talked about this. That's what you want to see when you have a team like the Brewers against a poor team like the Phillies. You want to see money going on that team. You don't want to see weird lines like, why are the Brewers only 135 today over the Phillies? Makes you think a little bit. Sometimes you got to lay a little money to make money, Donnie.
You do. Absolutely. No, absolutely. I mean, you're going to have to get down with some of that. But again, that line does flow in the right direction because when you see it open up and you say, oh, man, Nola's a really good pitcher. Minus 141 might not be a decent price there. And all of a sudden you see a minus 171 does give you pause and say, you know what? That's real money action coming in there on the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yeah, this is definitely a Brewers line. So I think if you like the Brewers, you might have to hold your nose a little bit and lay a little juice. But I think it's never a bad idea, Donnie, betting against the Phillies, especially with a team like the Brewers who've been on fire.
Yeah, no doubt about it. 9:05, 9:06 next up on the docket here. It's going to be Washington and Cincinnati last night. A great pitching effort by Gio Gonzalez directly out of the break. Scherzer versus Castillo today. 2 live arms here on the mound. Scherzer opens up as a strong road favorite of minus 173 at Pinnacle. It looks like if we take a look at Bet Online, Jeff, it has since gone down a little bit to minus 162. Ticket stretch here. 87% of the tickets backing Scherzer here on the road. The line is pulling back in reverse. That's one of those false flags that we do like to look for. Castillo has been a decent pitcher. We'll go over some numbers here in just a few moments. Over under, Jeff, here's a big one. Opened at 9.5, peeled back a full run to 8.5 at Chris and also 5 dimes. Bet Online still showing a 9 out there, so some different options on the board. Jeff, we could talk about Max Scherzer till we're blue in the face. 18, you saw him in the All-Star game. He only needed to go 1 inning. It was almost unfair. He's throwing 98-mile-an-hour gas in the first inning. Barely could touch the guy. 18 starts, a 2.10 ERA. That's freakish as is. But, Jeff, the number I like to look at, a .779 whip overall. Let's take a look on the road. It improves, .719 on the road. You say, well, how did he fare coming into the break with his whip? .629. Absolutely off the charts. Unbelievable pitching by him. Castillo's home starts, he only had 3.17 ERA. Through 4 starts, he's been good, though, Jeff. A 3.13 ERA. He's got a live arm. 2 live arm pitchers here. I might be leaning under in this situation, even though both of these teams can rake.
Yeah, our friends at Bet Online, Donnie, throwing out a 162 here with Scherzer. I mean, you don't get that very often. Now, the interesting thing, Castillo is an interesting pitcher. I think, Donnie, down the road, if he can get his control under his hand, I think he's going to be a really tough pitcher. I mean, this kid can throw 100. He has a good changeup, very strong changeup. If he can just get his control intact, this kid's going to be pretty good. But control can be a problem, as we know, over someone's career. Scherzer been very good. We all know that. You look at his outings. I mean, he leads the NL in ERA, leads the MLB in strikeouts. He's just been. What do you say about Max Scherzer, Donnie? You said it. .78 whip. I mean, that's
like you can't have to, in order to score runs, you have to be able to get on base. And when you're literally having, Jeff, a half of a base runner per inning, and Scherzer's not the guy, Jeff, that blows out steam. Like I always like to point to, Sonny Gray typically, throws 100 pitches in 5 2/3 innings. Scherzer's usually into the 8th inning almost every damn game, it seems like.
Yeah, it's really amazing. I mean, he's I've said it before. I mean, it's great that you don't give up runs, but you don't even put people on base. I mean, it's just he's amazing. It's great to watch him pitch. And luckily, Donnie, where I live, we get Washington National games. So I watch him pretty frequently. He's amazing. He really is. For me, Donnie, I'm going to look first 5 -1/2 here for the Nationals. I don't want to deal with that bullpen. I think Scherzer will be able to handle this Reds lineup. They should be able to get a run or 2 off Castillo. They seem to always do pretty well in the first 5. It's just that late inning stuff that gets them in trouble. Cincinnati was a mess last night from the plate. They couldn't do anything. And I don't think it's going to get much easier tonight. Looks like, Donnie, we have a couple Philly people in the chat. Welcome in.
Yeah.
John Ryan is in Fishtown, an up-and-coming area. I'd like to see those people in here. And John Ramsey from South Philadelphia. John, Where are you from in South Philly, John? I was just there yesterday. I'd love to know.
Maybe Siegel Street, Jeff? Maybe?
Yeah, Siegel, Desert Eagle. Love to know. Where are you at, John? Johnny says, are you tired of Philly sports teams, big man?
Yeah, because if Philly sports teams were good, we would have joy in our life. We're not.
Yeah,
if you live in Philadelphia, you're not supposed to have joy in your life. So
right. What should I mean, should I not be happy with them? I mean, shouldn't I be extremely annoyed with them? I mean, they've not been very good. I mean, what do you want me to say? Max no hitter. I don't know about that. I mean, that's
a tough team to no hit. Yeah.
Yeah. They do have some bats on that team, but we'll get to it.
Jeff, by the way, looking at football season here, if we take a look, 116 people watching. It's like Miami versus Charleston Southern down there, 47-0 at the half with the like button. Kudos, everybody. Kudos, 47-0 winner. Woo.
21 minutes into the show, and we have almost 50 likes. If you're in here and you haven't hit the like button, if your like button isn't blue, you have a problem. You should have hit the like button by now. But hey, as we bring up the like button, I'm sure we'll start to get some dislikes. John Ramsey's from 20th and More. Very good, John. 20th and More. Very close to Siegel Street, Donnie. 20th and More is Point Breeze, which we've talked about here on the show. An up-and-coming area. I think a lot of people are buying some things up down there. It's nice to see. John personally knows Dwight Grant, a.k.a. Beanie Siegel. Awesome. Yeah, Donnie, Beanie's very much a Philly guy. I remember years ago, he used to rent an apartment on 7th Street years ago. He would just walk to the store and say hello to anyone. He's a very good Philadelphia guy. And then he got robbed and shot, and he hasn't been there much. But Beanie, a great Philadelphia guy, a good South Philly guy. So welcome in, all of you. We do appreciate it. Hey, Aladdin. Aladdin's in here, Donnie. Where's is Jasmine in here too? Or
yes.
What? Saqib Ghafoor, welcome. Tony S. His like button's broken. Donnie, look at that. 61 likes. Welcome in, everybody.
61 likes, Jeff. This is one of your opening weeks, play that cream puff schedule game. 62-0, just a runaway.
This is Marshall against Morgan State. That's what this is. Yeah. Jim Bean, say something nice. Jim, we're not going to suck you off to get a like. Just hit the like button, Jim. Don't be a dick. Donnie, let's get back to the breakdown.
All right, let's go. Yep, 907, 908. I watched it live last night. Ramos comes on to shut the door on the Los Angeles Dodgers. 2 strikes on Yasiel Puig, and next thing you know, we have a what do you want to call it? A museum structure in center field gets blasted by Puig out there. The statue gets lit up, but for the wrong team. Another run line winner for the Los Angeles Dodgers. It's going to be Wood versus Urania today. 3,300 tickets have been tracked. Open up as a -157 favorite, Jeff, for the visiting Los Angeles Dodgers. If you look at Bet Online right now, Jeff, -175. 76% of the tickets coming in on the Dodgers. Line moving in the right direction, so that's some good money coming in here on the Dodgers itself. 8.5 it opened up as, Jeff. Looks like 8.5 across the board. What more do you want out of Alex Wood, Jeff? What was he, 10-0 at the break, 9-0 at the break? ERA, road starts 1.83, last 3 starts 0.95. This is a mix of Pedro Martinez, Randy Johnson, and Roger Clemens, all wrapped up in one guy, and he's still under 200 here. Urania's home starts have been decent through 7 of them, Jeff. 3.23 ERA, 4.50 heading into the break. But Alex Wood, one of the more unheralded pitchers, dominating statistics, and some people still don't know who he is.
Yeah, amazing, isn't it, Donnie? Dodgers have won 27 of 31. 27 of 31, amazing. And Donnie, again, I know I've said things that aren't true. I've said things that haven't happened. But one thing I have said, and I've made clear, the LA Dodgers are the best team in baseball. They're going to win the World Series. And I've told all of you all year to keep betting this team. Stop and just smell the coffee, Donnie. Sometimes you just have to say, you know what? This team might be a moneymaker, and they are. You look at this year, Donnie, a lot of this has to do, opponents are hitting 223 against the Dodgers. 223. I mean, that's amazing stuff. Last 7 games, opponents hitting just 201. Alex Wood, 9-0 in 13 games, an ERA of 1.8, a whip of under 1. Urania's been average, Donnie. He's been a guy that has actually given them some pretty good innings. Probably one of their better pitchers. We can agree with that. They don't have a great starting rotation, but Urania has given them some innings that they really need. Donnie, one angle you might want to look here. Urania has not been very good at home as far as everything. I mean, you look at opponent batting average, 283. You look at on the road, only 157. So at home, he's had a lot more trouble. Donnie, also, we look at the no-score first inning prop. We don't look at it very often. Here you might want to consider it. Alex Wood has not given up a run in the first inning since April 26th. So if you're looking at a no-score first inning, this might be one for you. Can Urania get through the first couple batters for the Dodgers? So that might be an angle. But, yeah, Dodgers run line as always. Nothing's going to change here.
No, if you're looking at that again, good. It looks like it's good money coming in there on Alex Wood, the lefty. I don't see any surprise here. I don't think they're going to be benching a lot of people second game out of the break where you need some rest. Clear advantage here for the Dodgers. We'll see if Urania can do something in that environment down there. But again, just looking at 76% of the tickets here, and that line continuously moving up. Even though 72% of the money is on Miami, you want to see where that line is pushing, going direction. So it still is going there the way you would like it. Next up on the docket, Jeff, 7 p.m. game, Arizona and Atlanta. It's going to be Corbin and Fultonavich. Jeff, we brought it up yesterday. One of those tricky games, a nice low line. R.A. Dickey on the mound, pitched phenomenal last night, and a Freddie Freeman solo blast, I believe, late in that game. Pushed that one over 4-3 in the favor of the Atlanta Braves. Getting back at it today, over-under opens up at 9.5. Currently, 9.5 across most of the board. Chris is showing a 9 with double juice. Fultonavich opens up as a -110 in this situation, and looks like it's backtracked slightly to a pick, a -105 at Bet Online. 54 to 46% ticket disparagement there. Looks like it's in the favor of Atlanta at this point, but a little bit more money coming in on the lefty here for Corbin. We take a look at Fultonavich heading into the All-Star break, Jeff. Very good ERA, 1.89 ERA. Road starts for Corbin. That's his Achilles heel through 7 of them, Jeff. He's only 1-6 and 7.82 to the number for an ERA. If you're looking at home teams, which I do lean towards out of the break, the West Coast team coming east after the break, I'm going to lean here again with Atlanta in this game. I think they're getting a decent price right around a pick 'em. 54% of the tickets showing in there. I'll lean toward the home team here with Fultonavich.
Yeah, I just want to point this out. A lot of people are asking about, can we do the Yankees game? I mean, it's not till 4 o'clock.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary. I think maybe people think it's at 1 o'clock, and I don't know. It's not. It's at 4:05, so we'll get to it. Yeah, in this game, Donnie. Also, Jim Bean, are you coming to the conference? I think you were picked last night to win. Are you coming or no?
If he's going, me and him are going to drink Jim Beams absolutely together. If he's
it's doubtful he'll come, but again, we'll ask him. I'll go Atlanta here, Donnie. Atlanta's won the last 6. Yeah. Fultonavich starts. Arizona's, Donnie, starting to go into a Colorado-like funk. Remember Colorado right before the All-Star break went on that. What was it? They lost like 8 of 10 or whatever. Arizona's all 6 of 7. They're only hitting 201. You look at yesterday, they just don't hit on the road. They're only hitting 238 on the road. Atlanta's been very effective against left-handed pitching, and I got to tell you, I don't want to bet Corbin. I mean, who wants to bet Patrick Corbin? I mean, you're getting Atlanta at a very nice price against a pitcher they should be able to hit. This lineup is not that old, poor lineup anymore. This team can score. They have the ability to hit left-handed pitching. You look at Corbin, Donnie, on the road, 10 home runs and 7 starts, an ERA just under 8, whip of just under 2. And Fultonavich has been very good, 22 strikeouts over his last 19 innings pitched. He's 3-0. And, Donnie, he's allowed 2 earned runs or less in 12 of his 16 starts this year. So, very impressive stuff. I mean, Fultonavich has been very good. For me, I like Atlanta in this spot. I just don't like Arizona right now. They're not winning games. They're not scoring. And Corbin's a mess.
Yeah, Fultonavich throws some smoke, so it's going to be interesting, obviously, coming off a knuckleballer to a guy that throws some gas. We all know the Arizona lineup can hit, but you're right there. Something's just amiss with them on the road. Still looking to get that. I know they have their Pollocks back in that lineup. Their 1 through 8 is really strong, so we'll see what happens. I think Gold even went deep again last night. That guy's just a maniac at the plate, so it's going to be fun to watch as Arizona goes into the second half. It's going to be hard, again, tracking down the Los Angeles Dodgers in that division. I know they're going to be fighting hard for that wild card shot to see if they can get in. I would like to see Arizona get in, Jeff, because I think overall it's a good baseball team.
Their pitching's been very good. You're talking about Arizona, right?
Arizona, yes.
Yeah, overall they've been very good. They're just hitting a little bump right now. Donnie, if we hit 100 likes, we will give away a free trip. So if you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. John, thank you. what world do I live in when the Braves are good? Well, I don't know if they're good, but they're winning some games right now.
Put it this way: as you know, I like to rag on my Phillies a lot, but the Braves have a professional lineup, which is a lot to say sometimes in Major League Baseball these days. Freddie Freeman comes back. They found Matt Adams on the scrap heap. If you look again, I always like to look at that 1 through 8. It's not very many automatic outs, Jeff, in that Braves lineup there.
No, I know. And they have some power now. You look at last year, this team, I remember my co-host Ryan and I, Donnie, on our podcast, we would consistently laugh at the fact that this team just couldn't hit home runs. It was a total mess. I mean, they had no power, but yeah, Matt Adams, Freddie Freeman, even like Brandon Phillip, they have some power there. I like this team. I'm starting to really like this group as far as betting on. It's just, Donnie, for me, and actually I want to throw this out there. I think if you bet Atlanta time and time again, I'm gonna actually switch my bet to the first 5. I want to grab Fulton Avitz against Corbin. I don't want to have to deal with that bullpen late. I don't want to have to deal with that idiotic defense late. For me, this one, Atlanta first 5. That's the way I'm going to go here.
No, I might agree with you on that one. Next up here on the docket, Jeff, 9-11, 9-12, Colorado and the New York Mets. Going to send Chatwood out there versus Seth Lugo. Only 1,500 tickets have been tracked in this one. If you take a look at some odds, -110, the Mets opened up as a short favorite, has since been bet back. Looks like to a pick 'em. You got half juice out there on Chris at -105, bet online at -108, -102 split. So not too bad if you're looking to take either side in this one. Over-under opened up at 9, currently sitting at 9 across the board. Some tidbits here with Seth Lugo. He's had 1 home start, went 7 innings in that game. He gave up 3 earned runs. Overall in the season, only 5 starts, a 4.75 ERA. Yes, for Lugo. I apologize, looking at the wrong number there. 6.48, though, limping into the break. Seth Lugo doesn't do that much for me. Chatwood has got some pretty good stuff on the road, Jeff. Obviously, we know he pitches in Coors, so it's going to be a little bit jaded, so you like to take those home and away splits a little bit differently there for Chatwood. Through 10 starts, a 1.178 whip, not too bad, and a 3.19 ERA. Decent pitcher here if you want to take a shot. But again, Mets opened up a can on Colorado last night. Jeff, what happened from the demise from a couple weeks ago into the break? Maybe you thought they would get refreshed, get a little bit healthy, and come out. They get slaughtered last night by DeGrom. They really need to put a W on the table versus Lugo today. Do you think they can get it done out there?
Yeah, I think they will. Colorado hits right-handed pitching well. Lugo has been very bad. I don't know what else to say about this guy. 13 games, an ERA of 6.48. I trust Chatwood a little bit more. For the record, he's been pretty good this year. Not great. And you mentioned last night, coming off a 14-2 drubbing to the Mets. So, again, I've talked about it. I don't like the Mets, particularly at home. They're only hitting 239. And look, I mean, I think if you like overs, you might just want to continue doing the overs. I mean, 50 and 28 to the over this year. The Mets, Donnie, 40 of their 54 night games have gone over. I mean, it's pretty amazing.
Unbelievable. And how about the first? You talking about the first inning number as well? The Mets just seem to every game the Mets score, somebody scoring in the first inning. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. I know this thing we do, who's a friend of the show, he gives out those all the time, and I think they've been really on fire. As far as, is that this one, I think it's a good price on Colorado. Yeah, they need to start kind of getting into the flow of some things here. Better lineup. They hit righties well. I think Colorado's a pretty good play here.
Yeah, I want to see him bust out the bats. And again, it's a good point there. Chatwood does have some electric stuff. I took him in an under a couple weeks ago versus Zach Greinke. Looked very good against them. But again, on the road, he is a pretty good pitcher. Kind of tough to gauge when you get those guys in Coors to see what's going to take place in that atmosphere. But certainly some information. Again, thanks for everybody tuning in. 82 likes we're up to now. 127 people watching live. And looks like going over everything there. Wentz loves Jesus, says Jay Paca. Yeah, I agree. I mean, hey. Sometimes you want your quarterback to love Jesus or be out running around getting girls and at the bars. It's probably equal debate there in Philadelphia which one they like on that one. So
look, I'd rather him be Carson Wentz than Allen Iverson. I mean, getting into trouble all the time. Commissioner knows him personally. I don't mind that. Let him do whatever he wants. As long as he doesn't start, the field and stuff, I think we'll be all right. Can we get a big man on campus interview? Yeah, I'm waiting.
Yeah, where is your interview at over there?
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for them to interview me. I don't know if they want me on camera for that long. It'll be my story, things you've not heard about me or know. It's from the hip, Donnie. As you know, I'm always from the hip. Yes, Tony, yes, I'm scared to go to the IPC. I might never want to come back. Tony, it is pretty cheap there, so you can move down there. I don't think it'd be a problem.
Yeah, I'm thinking about opening up my own little cigar shop on the corner somewhere down there in Costa Rica if it all goes well, and you might never hear from me again.
Yeah, can I get 10,000 East Indian likes for $10? Yeah, we don't do that here, Susana. We don't pay for likes. Dale 04's tuned in late. How are you doing? I hit a nice street team parlay last night. How you see them teams doing tonight? Well, we like the Brewers, Donnie. We've talked about that.
Yeah.
We like the Nationals. I like the Nationals first 5, -0.5, and we haven't gotten to the Astros left yet. So let's, Donnie, get to the next game. A familiar face back in the lineup.
Yeah, 9-13, 9-14. Welcome back. Madison Bumgarner here versus Uly's Chaseen. Opened up at a -148, Jeff, but did backtrack a little bit here. If we take a look at Chris, -137. Good friends at Bet Online showing a -133. Chaseen and Bumgarner open up as a 7.5 over/under. Looks like it's been bet up to 8 pretty much across the board. Bumgarner going to be interesting to see how he comes back. I think he struggled a little bit in his rehab starts, but again, I don't like to use that as much as an indicator because a lot of the times, Jeff, they're just looking to work on mechanics, maybe get their fastball right, do a couple things. But if you take a look at Chaseen, 9 home starts, Jeff, a 1.68 ERA. And he's been really good over his last 3, a 1.47 ERA. He completely stymied the Phillies last Saturday. This might be an interesting spot to take a look at because you have 64% of the betting public, Jeff, backing Bumgarner coming back here, but the line going in reverse, and 76% of the money coming in here on the San Diego Padres. If you want to raise that false flag, raise it right here. It looks like you have a decent spot here, Jeff.
Yeah, Chaseen has been very good at home. We've talked about that. 9 home starts, an ERA of 1.68. Opponents are hitting just 180 against Uly's Chaseen. Bumgarner back since that dirt bike accident back on April 20th. It's been a while, but again, he's back. And I think, Donnie, what this does is it's big for the Giants' psyche. They're 27 games back. They just need something to come back and do something good for them. And I got to tell you, I think this is a great spot for Bumgarner to come back and do it in. I don't think we'll have a pitch count from Bumgarner. He should be just fine. San Diego's the worst hitting club in the major leagues, Donnie. They're dead last at just 228. And you look at their big gun, Will Myers, 167 average and 30 at-bats against Bumgarner. So that's something you could take a look at and kind of feel good about if you like the Giants here. Donnie, both these teams also 29th and 30th in on-base percentage plus slugging. So both these teams just having major offensive problems this year. And San Diego can hit lefties. For me, I like the under a lot in this game. It reminds me a lot of a game last night that I really like the under in, that Cub or that Indians Indians Oakland game. I just didn't think, I thought 8 was too high or 7.5. This was 7.5, I'd bet it. I think this is a 3-2 type of game. Should be very low scoring. We should see some nice pitching outputs for both these guys.
Yeah, no, I agree. The only thing I get worried about is how Bumgarner is going to come back. Again, he's probably not going to be on a pitch count. I like the way Chaseen pitches at home, but I do like the way that line is peeling back in reverse. I'm going to take a look at Uly's Chaseen a little bit later. I love the way he pitched against the Philadelphia Phillies, but who doesn't usually pitch well against the Philadelphia Phillies? So we'll see if that one coming in, but that does raise a false flag. That's an 8:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time start. Obviously a 5:40 start there out on the West Coast. Next up on the docket, Jeff. Tough one for your New York Yankees last night. 9:15, 9:16. It's going to be Severino and Sale tonight. 6,000 tickets have already been tracked for this 4:05 p.m. start. Only 24% of the public, Jeff, backing your New York Yankees here. Over-under opened up at 8.5, peeled all the way back to 7.5. If we take a look at the line itself, Sale is a heavy favorite, -175. Holding firm, Bet Online at -170. Chris at -175. So a lot of action coming in on Boston, Jeff, but that line is not moving in either direction at this point. Taking a look at some totals here, 9 games started on the road for Severino, Jeff. 3.23 ERA. His last 3 starts coming into the break, a 4.66 ERA. We all know Chris Sale. 18 starts this year, a whip under 1 at .901, 2.75 overall. Last 3 starts before the break, 2.21. Home starts this year, 2.34 ERA. You know what you get out of Chris Sale. Can the Yankees crack the code? Because they can't. Are they going to go 0-2 out of the break and just all of a sudden start that free fall? What's happening here, big man?
This is why Bet Online is the best in the business. 170 they're throwing out on this game. Everyone else is 175, 180. I like Boston here, Donnie. I just can't really – I can't bet on the Yankees right now. Lott, of issues right now. They're not hitting. You look at the last 7 games, hitting 190, or the Yankees. They're only hitting 247 against lefties as it is. I'll say this. I mean, if you think you're going to go into Fenway and hit Chris Sale, you have another thing coming. We can all keep talking about how good the Yankees' offenses is, and Starlin and Matt Holliday might be back. But look, at the end of the day, they're only hitting 178 against Chris Sale in Boston this year. He's been almost unhittable. You look at in his outings, I mean, he's going 7 1/3 per start. They have a great bullpen to fall back on. I will say this, under looks pretty good here also. Severino was very good in the start against Boston this year. He only didn't give up a run over 7 innings. Look, I mean, Severino needs to be the guy to pitch well here. I mean, he's really the last of the Mohicans for this group. I like under, and I like the Red Sox here. Maybe throw it in a parlay with something else. I can't bet the Yankees right now. And I'll be watching this game, but
hard for me. But I like the way the line movement. With only 24% of the tickets, and the line really not moving. But again, that's probably just a bunch of people taking chunks out of the Yankees, feeling a good hitting lineup, maybe sales off a little bit, and they're going to take that big price. Is probably where some of that's looking at there.
Yeah, and you know what the problem here is, Donnie. It's just they just have better pitchers than the Yankees. I mean, it just is. It sucks. I mean, because you lose last night, and you know. That's what sucks so bad about that loss, because like if you get that win, you get a win here in the first game. You know, coming back today, it's going to be difficult against Sale. At worst, you even it up, and then you go into Sunday and you worry about that and try to get a series win. Losing that game last night was horrible. I mean, that was a terrible loss for the Yankees. A loss that they shouldn't have had. A loss that when you get to Chapman, you need to close out, and they didn't do it. And that was a damning loss for the Yankees last night. It really was.
Yeah, no, it definitely was. It caught me a little bit off guard because I wasn't really paying attention to those games. Figuring I saw the 4-3 heading down the stretch, 6th inning, 7th inning, 8th inning. Figured they had it done, and of course, you get to see some of those live tweets out there saying, "Oh, here we go with Aroldis Chapman again." And before you could blink, that game was over with a really walk-off, because it was a walk in that situation. Next up on the docket, Jeff, 6:10 start here, the second game of the day. It's going to be Toronto and Detroit. Liriano versus Fulmer. Only 2,600 tickets have been tracked so far, so a light betting spread to look at, 70%. However, backing Fulmer here with Detroit over Liriano. Opened up at -138. Moving in the right direction here, Bet Online showing a -141 here on the screen. Over-under opened up at 9.5. Currently sits at 9.5. Fulmer, to me, has been Detroit's best pitcher. 17 games this year, a 3.19 ERA. Decent heading right into the break, Jeff. In his last 3 starts, a 2.78 ERA. Liriano is really hit and miss, and on the road, he's been more miss than hit, coming off that extended break he had. 6 games started on the road, a 7.20 ERA. He's either a strikeout pitcher or a walk pitcher. If Detroit can be patient, I think they can get to him. Looking at this overall line, I think it's a nice price for Detroit here in a bounce-back spot. I think Fulmer's the better pitcher. Toronto, we all know, is a very good lineup, but I just don't trust Liriano enough here to back him on the road, Jeff.
No, I don't either, and I don't trust Toronto to usually ever. Fulmer's been good. I mean, he's been their best pitcher. He's been a little different at home. He's had a little trouble at times, but overall he's been very good. An all-star, 17 games, a 3.19 ERA, very good. Very good bounce-back year for Fulmer. You know, when you have a great year like he did in his rookie season, you kind of figure, all right, will he come back here and struggle a little bit or whatever? He's been very good, very constant. Yeah, I'm not looking to bet Toronto. Detroit still has a very good lineup for the most part. You still have some guys in that lineup as far as some experienced guys, some good young guys. It's just that bullpen is a big problem for them as well. I mean, do you really ever feel comfortable, Donnie, betting this game or betting this team full game? I mean, do you feel comfortable with that?
No, I do not.
Yeah, and again, I mean, Liriano is just a guy that really kind of puts you in a hole from the beginning. He's a guy that is 6-10 lifetime and 20 starts against the Toronto or against the Detroit Tigers, and you know, not a ton of at bats against this current lineup, but you know, yeah, I can't back him on the road. For me, this is a pass. I really don't have much interest on betting on it. I don't really like the Tigers too much, but I'm going to pass on this. Donnie, great comment from you there. That's,
yeah, that's where you got to go. You got to go down and head down and get one of those there, man.
Yeah, 8th and Argon. Yeah, I got it from the Jamaican guy that sells passports there. Yeah. It's funny. But yeah, for me, Toronto, Detroit is a pass. And by the way, Donnie,
Yes.
I am home now. So for anyone that's curious about that, the passport will be done. I'll be on the way down. I told Deb that the other day. It's going to be taken care of. John Ryan. Yeah, John Ryan likes the Philadelphia joke. He knows what we're talking about there.
Exactly.
I actually did go to Kensington first, but it didn't happen. I don't know where the guy ended up going. He's not on the same block he used to be, so I had to go down to 8th and Oregon.
Yep, Jeff Papadopoulos, just like the what was it, Vegas Vacation? Jeff Papadopoulos. You get a little picture card, put it up with a big smile in there. Get your passport. Yeah, they're Papa Giorgio. There you go. Yep.
Dude, the most classic part in that movie is when the first ID he gets, it's like a black guy.
Yeah,
like he hands it to the guy and goes, "Yeah, do you have ID, sir?" He hands it to the black guy. It's like some John Morris or something. It's like some black dude. They kick him out. Yeah, Nick Papagiorgio from Yuma, right?
Yep.
Yuma, Arizona.
Thoroughbred legs, baby. Here we go. Next up here on the docket, 919, 920. Minnesota, Houston, Jeff. Santana, Musgrove. Oh, those Houston bats just come out to play every once in a while, don't they, Jeff? 41% of the tickets coming in currently here on the road. Twins over-under opened up at 9.5. Currently sits at 9.5. A -153 for Musgrove has ballooned a little bit up to -162 with our friends at Bet Online, getting to some particulars on the game. Jeff, I know you've backed Santana quite a bit this year. 18 overall games, 2.99 ERA. Heading into the break was still good, 3.10 ERA and a 2.19 ERA over his 8 road starts over the first half of the season. Musgrove, Jeff, last 3 starts limping in here at a 10.79 ERA, 9 home starts on the season, a 5.40. But again, Houston's going to get that tax at home. It almost doesn't seem who's pitching against them. When they run their A lineup out there, they hit anybody, Jeff.
Yeah, they do. You look at the last 7 games for Houston. I want everyone to stop what they're doing and look into the camera. Last 7 games for Houston, 10.4 runs a game, hitting 362. I mean, amazing stuff. And look, if you think they're going to do well today, why don't you just bet the over? I mean, you have to think the Twins are going to hit Musgrove, right? I mean, Musgrove's been terrible. 14 games. He's given up 15 home runs. You look at his last 3 games, you talked about it, an ERA just south of 11, 15 innings pitched. He's given up 18 earned runs and 6 home runs. 10 of the last 14 in this series have gone over the posted total. Right-hander sitting 310 off Joe Musgrove. And overall, opponents are hitting 302 against him. For me, over, 9.5. I took it last night. I'll do it again here tonight. John Ramsey, don't forget to get some water ice from Pops. How about that, John?
Ooh, good one. Good call right there. There you go.
John, for the record, I lived on Watt Street, which is the which is the little street directly to the left of Pops. So, Donnie, literally, Pops was, from here to your little refrigerator away from my house. So I was there every day. I had 2 or 3 of them per day. Pops is the best water ice in South Philly for sure.
Yep, very territorial with that too, Jeff. Don't come around here and tell me Rita's is your favorite.
No. I don't even eat Rita's. I don't eat water ice at all anymore unless I'm in Philly. But yes, for me in this game, over 9.5, I really, really like.
Yes, 94 likes to 0, Jeff. A runaway. Can we get 6 more likes in here? A free trip, people.
Donnie,
free plane ticket. It's hotel, food, drink.
It's interesting you said 95 likes now. When I was younger, I was in high school, I think. There was a team around here. They're called Manheim Central. They're very good.
Yes.
One of the better teams in the state.
Good punters out there, Jeff, in Manheim?
Yes, I believe so. Very good team. They were a state-run team. Donnie, they went and beat a team 96-0 one year. The coach was under fire for high score. Yes, 96-0. It's now 99 likes, Donnie. One more. Can we get it? Where are we at here? Who's going to do it? We have 97.
It goes to 98. Somebody
Who's the shithead that took the 7th like off? It's back in. Someone get on here and like the show, please.
Jeff, I'm going to have to go to my 19 ghost accounts right now to help the people out.
And Donnie, by the way, we don't have any dislikes. How great is that?
Bundy, there you go.
There it is. There it is.
Smoke a cigar to that one right now.
You got to, right? Awesome stuff.
Yep.
And if I can get the okay from Zach, we're going to pick someone here, Donnie. And I'm picking it from what I understand. So Zach, can we do that? Are we going to go with our guy, Zach?
Zach's got to he's got to be partial though. We can't, because they'll accuse you, Jeff, of, stacking the deck and cheating on this. You give it away, right?
I don't think I can cheat. I think I'm just going to pick someone. I don't think I'm going to dislike anyone. I like everyone on here for sure.
Here's the only problem, Jeff. We're going to give away the free trip right here in just a few moments, and then it's going to go from 106 likes and 1 dislike to probably complete reverse because the one guy is going to love the show and
Donnie,
106 get pissed.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Does it surprise you we now have 1 dislike and Bob Ulis just joined? Is anyone surprised by that? Interesting. Bob, we know who you are, and we're not stupid.
Let's see. Maybe Zach's picking out of a hat right now. I can't even concentrate on King Felix and Pelfrey coming up here. I'm so excited.
Someone smuggled Skooma Steve to Costa Rica. Yeah, Skooma Steve can't come. I think he has some legal problems, so he won't be able to come. What else do we have? Miami Collins saying, "Pick me." Rick Ross is in here. Welcome, Rick Ross. The boss is in here, Rick Ross. Rick Ross, I think you can afford your own trip down there, cuz.
Yeah, let's head down to Overtown, man. Relax down in Miami.
Ed Rush. Donnie, by the way, Bob is a douche, says Ed Rush. Great point. Donnie, you mentioned yesterday in your little video that you did, it doesn't surprise me you're Cuban. I've actually,
yes.
You look Cuban to me. I would, if you asked me what you are, and I'm not kidding, I believe that. You look Cuban. You look like you might be half. Are you half?
Actually, a quarter. Grandmother, 100%. Mother, 50. My mother is Italian and Cuban, 50-50.
I definitely see it. When you said that, I never knew that about you, actually. But I definitely see that. But, Donnie, we'll figure out what we're doing here. We are going to be giving you a trip away. We're just going to decide who it is. You do kind of look a little Marco Rubio. I could see it.
Yeah, man, it's any surprise that I like, fruity drinks and cigars. I mean, that's Cuba right there. Let's go.
That's straight Cuban.
Bodega.
Cuban people, good people. Love Cubans. I'm a big Cuban sandwich fan, Donnie. Big Cuban sandwich fan. I might even get one of those today. Donnie, let's jump into the rest of the card here. We have several.
By the way, did somebody get picked yet or no? I didn't know if I.
We did not pick anyone. We are going. We are going to. Yes.
Maybe it'll end up just like the SBR shirts we were supposed to get, Jeff. We'll see what happens here. 921. 921, 922. Seattle with Felix Hernandez on the mound versus Mike Pelfrey here in a spot start trade up here for the White Sox. 1,900 tickets have been tracked. -143 as a side opened up. Looks like it's -148, -146, -150 here at Chris Bet Online, showing a -146. Over-under opened up at 9.5. Currently sits at 9.5 across the board. King Felix, 3 road starts this year, albeit, had a nice layoff there, 6.23. Limping a little bit coming into the break at a 4 ERA. Pelfrey, 4.45 through 7 starts with Jeff. Word is out on Pelfrey. Looks like he's back to being the normal Mike Pelfrey, an 8.31 in his last 3 starts before the break, and a paltry 2.0 whip coming in out there. Looks like 76%, Jeff, on Seattle. Backing ticket-wise, only 24% that's going to lead for the Chicago White Sox. A decent number, Jeff. Has Chicago raised the white flag here in the second half? Can King Felix come in here? Because, again, I'm not trusting Pelfrey. Not even close here.
You can't. All of a sudden, Big Pelfrey's gotten crushed. 5 home runs over his last 3 starts. He had that stretch, Donnie, where he was very good, but it's since gone away. And look, I mean, the White Sox have definitely raised their white flag. I mean, they've made that clear with the moves they've made lately. But I can't bet Seattle at 150 on the road. I can't bet Felix Hernandez on the road. This is a pass for me. I have no interest in either of these teams. Your guess is as good as mine, but I have no interest in Seattle on the road ever. So, I'll
maybe the bats come to play. 9.5 again. I'm trying to stay away from totals until something settle back down in here. But if you're looking from a hitter standpoint, you would think Seattle's probably going to get the Pelfrey, and then Felix Hernandez might get touched up a little bit. He hasn't been on his game, but maybe the break did help him out also to give him a little bit extra break also. So we'll see what happens in that respect. But again, I don't have too much on that game. I don't really like laying that type of road favorite, but just getting back to the point, Jeff, can you trust Mike Pelfrey? Is that all it really is going to come down to at this point?
Right. David Fruch, all I want is a used BMOC T-shirt. David,
game worn? I mean, show worn. How about show worn, right?
Send me $50 and I'll send you it. Not a problem. I'll send you 2, actually. Whatever you want. Donnie, we have chosen a user here. The only stipulation is this user still has to be in the chat, and I can figure out a way to see, is John Ramsey still in the chat? Is John in here?
Whoa, where's he at? Where's he at?
Is John in here? John, show yourself. Are you in here still? I believe he is because I can still tweet at him on the chat here. John, are you in here? John Ramsey from 20th and Moore Streets. Are you in here? Let us know, John, if you're in here. John is the winner. If he's in here, he's in. And if John, if you can come in and you can come down, you have a passport. John is the winner. Where is he, John? If John's not in here, he's not.
No, is he gone? No, he can't be going, right?
Is he? If he's not here, we can't pick him, right? Zach, what do you think, Zach? If he's not in here, QQ Wilson. Hi, I'm John Ramsey.
He's the ghost account.
Is John in here? I mean, because we'll pick someone else if John's not here. Okay, I guess he's not in here. Zach, what do you want to do with this, John? With John? What are we doing? Let me know what we're doing here.
Somebody can reach out to him on Twitter, pop him right back in here. Let's keep it going till we see if John Ramsey pokes his head in here so he can come claim. I guess it's like Sports Talk Radio, Jeff. You have 30 minutes to call in and get your ticket here. If it's John Ramsey, please call in over the next 30 minutes.
John's got to claim by 1:30. We're picking someone.
Yeah, by 1:30. We're going somewhere else with it. I agree.
You have 4 minutes, John. So we'll keep a look at the clock. If he's not here, he's not getting it. Next point.
Oh, wait. Is that him or is that a fake John Ramsey just popped in here?
John Ramsey. There he is. John's
making side ones up. I like
John,
it.
You now have to 1:30 to let us know if you have a passport and you want to come. John Ramsey's the winner. So if he enlists and has a passport, he's in. John, make it happen. Donnie, let's get to the next game.
All right, let's go. Texas, Kansas City. It's going to be lefty on lefty today. Hamels and Duffy over-under open up at 9. Jeff currently staying at 9. If we take a look at a 56% ticket action backing the Texas Rangers here, looks like it opened at a -104. However, Jeff, Duffy showing with our friends at BetOnline a -120. So you have 56% of the public backing Texas, line going in the other direction and moving in on the Kansas City Royals. If we take a look at Hamels, 4 road starts on the season, a 5.09 ERA. Last 3 starts heading into the break, Jeff, 4.34. The only problem with Danny Duffy coming back from that extended layoff, he's been really good at home at a 2.75. But if we take a look at his last overall 3 starts, 7.02 ERA. Jeff, Kansas City, one of the teams we're all looking to back here in the second half, figuring they're going to make a push for the playoff run. Hopefully they can continue and keep everything up to par. Cole Hamels going to have to go on the road and be a shutdown type pitcher today. What do you see out of this one with both of these lefties on the mound here?
Yeah, and by the way, I wish every single person here would come. Honestly, I don't want to have to pick just one person. I love everyone on here. All of these people deserve to come down. They all do. I would give them my trip if I could. Honestly, I think they would enjoy it. I want all of them to come, and I think it's a cool idea. And I think all of these people should be able to come. Big man, where do I send the $50? I need this used shirt for good luck charm. David, DM me. I'll give you one for free. You don't have to send me $50. I was only kidding. As far as this game, John, we're going to figure out what you need to do next. Okay, John, go ahead and John, DM me on Twitter. You have Twitter, right, John? If you do, let me know. We can chat after the show, and I can let you know what you need to do next. As far as
get a hold of me, or you can get a hold of me on MySpace there as well, Jeff. But go ahead.
Yeah, okay. As far as this game, I took the Rangers last night, and I would take them again in this spot, Donnie. We have to come to the realization that Texas just can't. They don't lose to Kansas City. They've won 15 of 19 against the Royals. They've won 5 in a row this year. And Donnie, Cole Hamels has he turned a corner maybe? I mean, you look at his last start, no earned runs in 7 2/3. And Kansas City started to not hit. They're only hitting .221 over the last week. And Duffy has been bad over his last couple of starts. I'll keep riding the records. Texas has been very good against the Royals. And another underdog price with Texas and Cole Hamels. The only concern you have is, can Texas hit consistently on the road? I don't like what I'm seeing from the Royals right now, and Duffy is concerning.
Yeah, I don't have much on that game. Sort of a coin flip for me, but if you're looking just from a betting perspective, Jeff, I'm really going to lean towards Kansas City in this one. 85% of the money coming in on them, line moving in their direction, despite only 44% of the tickets. Want to see some lineups obviously come out, but good pitching matchup here overall if you're looking at both of these guys.
Dude, did you see that thing Zach Jones just posted on Twitter?
No, I did not. What is it?
Take a look at it. Really funny. You'll
on
laugh.
Twitter? I'll have to check that out. Yeah.
So John Ramsey just hit me up. John, after the show, I will contact you back. Donnie, I just want to say this show has been fantastic today.
Yeah.
Very fun stuff. Really,
this is our favorite. I think we would agree, me and you doing shows all week long. This is our favorite show of the week. Every week is Saturday, right?
Oh, yeah. I love when we can just come on here, break games down, have some fun with the listeners. And when everyone's having fun, this is a great thing to do. This is what I do this stuff for. This is why you do it. And, yeah, it's fun. So I'll talk to you, John, after the show. Donnie, we have a couple more. What, 3 more here?
Yes, 3 more here. Interesting one, Jeff. Cleveland and Oakland going to match up today. A 5-0 shutout win by the Oakland Athletics, powered behind Sonny Gray. Last night, you're going to have Kluber and Blackburn on the mound today. -183. Strong favorite opening up here for Kluber. 75% of the tickets from the public also back in Cleveland. No surprise. We're going to go from -183, Jeff, up to bet online at 214. A 2-1 favorite here on the road for Kluber. But Blackburn is no slouch here. We're going to get over some numbers in just a few moments. Over-under, Jeff, opened up at 8, currently sitting at 8. We all know Kluber heading into the break. 1.29 ERA in his last 3. Through his road starts on the season, through 5 games, 3.27 ERA. But Blackburn, through his 2 starts that he's had so far, Jeff, a .66 ERA and a .951 whip. Cleveland hasn't seen him yet. The kid's been really good. Something has to give here. If you're looking at that ballpark and that environment, it was an easy under last night. Might be looking towards an under again. Maybe Cleveland bats are a little bit slow. We know Kluber's going to come out there. He's a strikeout pitcher, Jeff, and you said it many times again. Oakland likes to strike out. So that's a match made in head. If you're a fantasy baseball guy, that's definitely somebody you're going to take a look at, even though, albeit, probably expensive. But Indians haven't seen Blackburn. It's a big environment. I always like to say, Jeff, here, when you're playing in Oakland, you're going to steal an out or two just because of how wide those lanes are in foul territory. So maybe looking at an under 8 here, not a bad option.
Yeah, I love the under last night. I love it again tonight. And this is probably my favorite play we've talked about today. Kluber's been really good. I mean, fantastic. 176 right-handers are hitting against Corey Kluber. Oakland, one of the worst teams in the major leagues as far as striking out. Kluber should have a very good outing tonight. If you've bet on Cleveland, though, Donnie, you're down almost 20 units this year. They've been a mess. Winning people money. And Paul Blackburn, give him some credit, Donnie. Mind you, kind of what Kyle Freeland's done for the Rockies. Blackburn is from this area, Oakland. He's been very good in his 2 starts, 13 2/3, just giving up 1 earned run, which I think you've talked about. Under 8, I really like here. I think it's a good play, and it's something that I'll be on myself. Donnie, we also forgot to mention Kyle Freeland almost had a no-hitter the other night. It was the game right before the All-Star break, and we didn't talk about it, but he was really fantastic in that game. I remember watching us at the casino, and I was watching the replay, and it was very impressive. Really, really good stuff. I wanted to bring something up here. Oh, yeah, by the way, Donnie, Saturdays are for the motherfucking boys, Donnie. That's what they're for. Shout out to Barstool for coining that phrase. And on this show, it's so true. Saturday are for the motherfucking boys. So take that screenshot, send it over to Barstool. Maybe I can get on.
But the only problem is when you turn my age, Jeff, seems like Saturdays are for spending money and giving it to the wife as you get older. So enjoy it while you can out there, fellas. It's for the boys.
That's a good point. That's why I don't have one, Donnie. But yes, for me, I like under 8 in this game.
Next up here on the docket, Jeff, let's go Tampa Bay and the Los Angeles Angels. Going to go Cobb and Ramirez. 8.5, the line opened up. Jeff currently sitting at 9, so expecting some fireworks tonight after a lackluster performance from both teams at the plate in a 2-1 final in extra innings yesterday. -108, Ramirez opens up at, Jeff. He's actually been bet up to -23 despite getting only 39% of the tickets. He's also taking in more of the money at 63%. Both Nolasco and Faria were fantastic last night in that game. I don't know if it was the combination of rusty bats and good pitching, but both pitched really well. Bullpens did a good job as well. 2-1 final in 10 innings. So again, looking at that line now at 9, we're expecting some runs in this game. Cobb on the road, he's been average, 4.52 ERA. He's been good right up to the deadline here coming into the All-Star break, a 2.45 ERA in his last 3. Ramirez, Jeff, 8 home starts, 0-4, 1.3 whip, 5.21 ERA. Last 3 starts coming into the break, a 4.86 ERA. So if you're looking again for one of those false flag indicators here, Jeff, 43% of the tickets, line moving up. The Angels might be a play here for us.
Yeah, and with Mike Trout, game under his belt, they might be the play.
He was
Alex
bad
Cobb.
last night. Yeah.
Yeah, Alex Cobb has been not very good on the road, but JC Ramirez hasn't been much better at home. I don't have much in this game. Two teams that I'm not, other than when like Odorizzi or someone like that pitches for the Rays, Faria. Other than that, I'm not really too interested in them. Maybe over. I mean, Cobb's usually good for the over. 7-4 on the road to the over this year. I would lean over, but I don't have much opinion on this game. Didn't look much into it.
No, again, just looking at both of these, it's a coin flip type of game for me. It's just an interesting line to see that the line is moving in the direction of Ramirez when he's clearly not on top of his game. But again, looking for that offense to pop, we'll see what happens. The one thing I do point out when I watch each and every Angels game, Jeff, honest to God, right now, Jeff, if I put you in a line with Pujols, I think he would smoke him and race to first base. I don't even know how he even gets down the line. If you ever notice, Jeff, in some of the games, like a ground at the shortstop, third base, or second base, I think they can walk the ball over there because I don't think Pujols even makes it to first base most of the time when he's out. It's kind of interesting to watch.
By the way, something in Costa Rica I think would be interesting to try, Donnie, is we conduct an over-under on my 40 time. I think that would be a fairly funny contest. I think I can do under 6.
Be out. I don't. We need some health insurance down there. We have to call the ambulance in for you, big man. Can we do it?
I'm willing to say I can go under 6, Donnie, and a 40.
Yeah, we'll have to get that filmed out there as an SBR exclusive in Costa Rica. So we'll see what we can.
I'm in. If someone wants to do it, I'm in. We can maybe bet on it and donate it to charity or something.
Yep. The time has come here, Jeff. The last game of the day. Let's save it for the favorites out there for you, Jeff. I know you are a big Cubbies backer out here. Arrieta and Miley going to take the mound together. 134. The Cubs open up as a road favorite. Has since been back down to 125 at Bet Online, despite 72% of the tickets coming in here, Jeff, on the Chicago Cubs. Only 28% backing Wade Miley at home here. Over-under opened up at 10. An offensive extravaganza yesterday. Looks like the Cubs are going to walk to a victory up 8-0. Game was tied up 8-8 late. A late surge by the Cubs put them ahead 9-8, and that was the final. If we take a look at Arrieta, Jeff, 12 road starts, 4.52 ERA, a far cry from what he was producing over years past. Home starts for Miley. He's been decent. 8 starts, 3.60, but limping into the break with an 8.02 ERA. However, his last time out on Saturday versus the Twins, at the Twins, he did pitch fairly well. So we'll see what comes out of that game. If you're looking at a false flag indicator, again, Baltimore would be the play here. Just a matter of, do you want to lay money with Baltimore with the way they've been actually playing up to the break and through it? I think they're going to be a decent buy on second team here. So I'm going to take a look at it as a home dog here, Baltimore in this situation, depending on what some lineups come out and some indicators. But one would think Baltimore just on the line activity looks like a decent play here as a home dog at Camden Yards.
Yeah, you keep telling me how they're a bettable team. I don't see it. I mean, opponents rating almost 280 in Baltimore this year, and Cubs, when they're facing a lefty, I'm in. I'm all in on them. They're hitting 273 against lefties, 6 runs a game, and I'm starting to believe a little bit more in this Jake Arrieta resurgence. 12 2/3, 3 earned runs. This lineup for the Orioles has struggled all year, and I think this is a fair price for the Cubs today against a lefty. I think they're a bet-on team. Just my opinion. Everyone else, I don't like them against a righty, but at this point, against a lefty, I think this is a fair price for them. I like what I've seen from Arrieta lately. Sports at Balls is saying he thinks I can go under 5. That's not going to happen. I'd have to have some amazing, I'm not going to go under 5. Under 6 is fair. I'm sneaky fast, I think. By the way, is this the first video to have 0 dislikes? That's some great loyalty. Yeah, it is. And I was just going to say that. I think this is some fantastic stuff. I mean, really great support. One of the best shows I've ever had here at SBR. Really awesome stuff and great participation. SBR 40-yard dash, Donnie. We're talking on the chat box here, and the favorites look to be Drew Martin. Drew Martin's not fast. I don't believe that. Drew Martin looks like a wonky guy, I feel like, running. But I don't know. Maybe he is. No, I'm only kidding, Drew. Drew looks like an athlete, I would guess. I think Donnie Wrightstead would win that, probably.
I've been retired for quite some years. Maybe get some knee replacements here. I'll be able to run. But, yeah, the one thing I could say is I can finish the 40-yard dash, and what I finish would be the problem.
I'm willing to say I could probably beat most of the presenters coming down in a 40-yard dash. Other than maybe like you. Paul Howard, I feel like I don't think he's coming, but I think he'd be pretty fast. Teddy Covers, I don't envision would be that fast. Ian Cameron, I definitely don't think would be very fast. Mark Lathrop, I can't think. Maybe Ed Fang. I think Ed Fang might be fairly athletic. I could see that. Ed Fang looks like he would play a lot of tennis and racquetball and basketball. Maybe I could see that, right? You could see Ed Fang being.
Somebody asked have I ever played sports versus a pro athlete? I'll give you a funny story. My freshman year at William Patterson University, we played at Springfield, Massachusetts. The starting center for Springfield, Massachusetts that day was one other than John Cena, the wrestler. So, I mean, that's a little bit of a trivia pattern there. Also, being in my junior and senior year, we played a couple football teams. Matt Rule was a graduate assistant, I believe, on Albright at that time. And also, I believe Collins was on one of those staffs as well, who's now the head coach. So it's kind of funny how you intertwine with a couple people. There were just some interesting tidbits about my past there.
Zach Jones, that's an interesting story, Naira. It's Zach Jones. Ed Fang and I actually have a run planned Saturday morning. Why am I not surprised you and Ed Fang?
Why is Jeff not in on that?
I'm in on that. I'd love to be in on that. I'm a running guy for sure. I'll probably complain the whole time, but I would go. Pistol Pete, I don't think he's fast either. And again, these are not shots. I just don't think. I don't think many of us are very athletic. I'll be pointing that out. Donnie Rightside though is fairly athletic. Donnie, you work out every day, don't you?
Yeah, well, I like to walk and work out. And again, I don't work out to be jacked, big. I work out to just not be fat. That's it. When I'm telling you, your priorities change as the years go by. In your 20s, you're trying to lift, you're trying to diet. In your 30s, you're trying to maintain. Once you get into your 40, you're just not trying to fall off the friggin' earth. So that's where I'm at in my life.
I've missed that boat, Donnie, unfortunately.
you went backwards.
Yeah, which I have to take care of. What about Matty Ice? I don't think he's very fast either. I think Zach Jones would win. I think he comes across to me as like a really like a runner, I can do a marathon, that kind of shit. All right, guys, that's going to be it for tonight. For me, a couple of plays that I'm looking at: Cleveland, Oakland under 8. I do like the Cubbies. I will say that. Over 9.5, Houston and Minnesota. And I got to say, I'm looking at under 8 in Giants San Diego as well. By the way, Donnie, I did join and will be joining that contest today. So I'm going to be just throwing in all the plays from the show and seeing how they do. So that should be fun. Donnie, tomorrow I'll be going to the Big 3 tournament in Philadelphia.
Take some pictures, man. Post them up there for us.
Looking forward to seeing Allen Iverson back in Philadelphia. It should be fun. I used to be 250 pounds and ran every day, and now I'm 175 pounds. Though this happened like 10 years, running is amazing. Yes, I would agree. Donnie, what do you have to end the show here?
No, not much. Just check out IFBC Live. Check it out. I mean, again, I'm giving free trips all the time. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'd stress it that, a lot of times conventions are business trips and boring and not fun. It's going to be very intimate. This is the first time that we're having the IFBC Live down there in Costa Rica. Who knows where it's going to be in 5 years, Jeff. It's going to be a massive convention where, there's VIP rooms and you can't get close to people. This is going to be the very first, which is going to be the most intimate, lot of fun. Everybody's going to be at the bar. Everybody's going to be eating in the same places, hanging out in the same places, rooftop pool, cigars, cocktails, a lot of fun. It's not a week-long event. It's a 2-day event. I'm going to get down a day earlier. They're flying out on Sunday. So hope to meet a lot of you down there. And again, just catch up, have a drink with me, ask me some questions. I'm going to ask you some questions. Me and Jeff are your everyday gamblers here. We're going to have a lot of fun down there. We're going to learn a lot down there. And also we're going to hopefully get some knowledge to give away and also participate in. Because again, football season's coming up. Most of us, it's what we live for in this gambling industry.
Yeah. And well said, Donnie. And again, very thankful to all the listeners today. Very good stuff. Very fun show. Very upbeat show. We got all the baseball games done, but I think we had some great conversation as well. This is what these shows are destined to do. And I hope if you've taken anything out of it, you go and tell your friends about us. Donnie, you and I are trying to build something, and I think we've done that here. A lot of people love the show. They love listening to it, and very good stuff. Thank you to all the likes, the subscriptions. Very good stuff from all of you today, and we do it for all of you. Donnie, Dave Rostradamus is saying, F you, Jason Verlander.
Yeah, I mean, I might have to get a jersey that's just like one of those jerseys that says Jason Verlander on it now, because I think I made some headway with that yesterday.
Hashtag Jason Verlander in the chat. Are you doing the late show tonight? No, we are not. We're not on Saturday night. We are back, though, Donnie, to Monday afternoon or Monday evening.
Yeah, Monday, Jeff. Another one, kid. Before we get out of here, I do have my second part of my root canal coming up Monday, so a very enjoyable day for me. I can't wait to get home. Yeah.
Sounds fun. Yeah, one thing I will tell all of you, we've talked about health a little bit today. One thing I will always tell people, take care of your teeth. You only get one pair of them. I remember, Donnie, you come across people that like say they haven't been to the dentist in years, and it's like, shout out to the dental hygienists out there. If you're a dental hygienist, shout those people out, because you imagine, Donnie, touching people's mouths like that. But again, I often think, I guess the mouths can't be that disgusting, because if you're at the dentist, you've probably been there on a regular basis. The dirty mouths don't go to the dentist. So,
no, 3 times a year for me. Yep.
3 times. Wow, I go 2. 3. Yeah. You go 3 times. Wow.
Yeah, I have sensitive teeth, so yep, that's it.
Big man, do you watch Power early? Yes, I watch it every Saturday at midnight as soon as it's posted. Donnie, 111 to a 0 final. Can't say I remember a score like that. Have a great night, all of you.
No, been fantastic. But again, thanks for tuning in to the right side of campus. Me and the big man will be back 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday night. Enjoy the weekend, Jeff. Want to leave with something real quick?
No, enjoy your day, and we'll see you Monday. Enjoy your weekend, everyone. Be safe.
Thanks, guys. Great show, guys.